Today, my friend and I made a much anticipated trip into the burn. We entered the woods along a small logging road outside of the little town of Blue River. Our only goal was to make it as far as we could into the scorched heart of the forest to see what we would find. Alongside the road, the evidence of the fire stood on the tall Douglas firs with their charred black trunks and orange needles. Strangely, the scene felt reminiscent of autumn, as the heat of the flames had changed even the evergreen to fall colors. Climbing the ridge, we made our way deeper into the burn, catching glimpses from open views into the river valley below. These brief vantage points gave us an idea of the sheer size of the burn area. In our immediate surroundings, we could still see trees that had miraculously remained green and unscathed, but their numbers began to grow fewer as we pushed further. On the side of the road, we spotted smoldering fires that lingered in the earth, still smoking weeks after the initial burn. And along the way, our path was blocked by broken trees and rock falls. These obstacles are surely a result of increased erosion, as the typical ground vegetation that anchors topsoil was stripped away by the wildfire. The challenge of getting past these barriers proved difficult. However, the effort revealed a truly stunning view of the wildfire's vast and massive impact on the landscape. A burned madrone tree stood beside me amongst the devastation, and I felt that its colors told something of the story of the fire. The bark had been peeled away by the scorching heat, revealing its yellow, orange, and red vertical stripes, reminding me of leaping flames. Elsewhere in the forest, we discovered that new growth is already emerging, a sign of hope. However, the devastation is far-reaching and will take many, many years to recover. Having gone as far as the road would allow, we headed back down, making our way back to the highway. As we descended down the forest road, I could feel a certain anxiety building. I knew a devastating scene awaited us in the small town of Blue River. Already I'd seen so much of the destructive power of wildfires, but was still stunned to find that the only greenery in what was once a lush forest was the grass on the road ahead. Our final destination promised to be even more unsettling, and I remember visualizing the quaint little town that I had driven through countless times over the years. The scenes that greeted us were solemn and astounding. These roads were once covered by a green canopy, with rays of light casting through the trees. Quaint houses populated small pockets of the riverside, and quirky restaurants and shops used to beckon from the side of the street. Now all that is left are piles of rubble, barely a few feet high. Chimneys stand where there used to be a home, looming like a grim tombstone over the charred remnants of someone's shelter. We pull into a large lot of what used to be the local repair shop. I see the scorched abandoned tow truck and charred building as representative of the grave of a small business, marking yet another heavy loss to the insatiable jaws of the wildfire. Equally tragic is a house completely in ruin, the doorway no longer an entrance into the place a family once called home. The rubble reiterates the destructive power of wildfires, with towns and natural habitats destroyed alike by the blaze. Everything I've seen today tells me we must do so much more to prevent these disasters in the future, if we are to save ourselves and the land from its destruction.